What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kramer, and in this video, I'm going to share how I just lost $6,000. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so I'm sharing this video to be transparent and show you that real estate is not all rainbows and unicorns. It goes great 90+% of the time, maybe even more. For the times when it doesn't go well, it burns. And in this case, it caused me to lose $6,000. So here's what happened. I have a few properties that I own and a few properties that I co-host in one specific market, and I really like the market. I get tons and tons of inquiries and people who need places to stay in this particular market. So I'm looking to buy more and more properties here. So I was scrolling through Redfin, as I do basically every day, and I found this property for sale. And it was perfect. It was literally the exact property that I was looking for. It was a fourplex. Everything was already renovated. It was completely vacant. So I can start implementing my midterm rental strategy right away. Literally all the stars aligned. So I put in an offer for the property. It was a pretty strong offer, almost at full price. I felt pretty confident that I was going to get it. Well, I was informed that they received another offer shortly after I submitted my offer. So I said, okay, well, I really like this property, so I'm going to submit an offer with an escalation clause, meaning I'm going to do it at full price, but if the other people who put an offer in that's higher than mine, I will raise my offer to compete with them. So I was feeling really good. I was feeling like I got the deal, all that. And my realtor calls me and she says, unfortunately, Bailey, you did not get the property. And when she told me that, I was so upset. And I know people say, like, don't get emotional with investment properties, but I just knew that this was so perfect. And the fact that I missed out on it, I was extremely upset. So a week or two goes by and I'm still looking at the property on Redfin and I still see that it's pending. So I text my agent. I'm like, hey, just a reminder, keep in contact with this agent because if it falls through, I want to be the guy for it. So another week or two goes by and my agent calls me. She goes, Bailey, you will not believe it, but the deal fell through and the agent wants to know if you still want to put an offer in for this property. I said, absolutely. Let's put an offer in. Let's go. So within, a couple hours, I had an accepted offer and I was officially under contract on the property. Now, a couple things that are important for context for the story. The reason why the previous buyer fell through is because the purchase price was $225,000, but the appraisal came in at $217,000, meaning the buyer was going to have to bring an additional $8,000 to the table to close the deal on top of their down payment. And they weren't willing to do it. When I was informed of this information, I said, for $8,000 and I get a property for the next 30 plus years, I'm 100% in. I know I'm going to make this back really, really quick. So I said, okay, I'll do it. No problem. And I even used the same mortgage company, the same lender that this previous buyer used in hopes that it would speed up the process and help me close even faster. So fast forward about a week after I'm under contract on this thing, I get the inspection done. I paid $900 for the inspection because I wanted to get it super fast and a really deep inspection as this is an older property. But I was like, hey, I want to make sure that this thing is really in great condition. And it was. The inspection passed perfectly. So I was excited. Another week passed and we were hoping to close really in like 2 to 3 weeks because the lender and the title company was already doing a lot of the legwork on this one. So we figured it could be pretty fast. Well, I kept on calling my lender saying, hey, what's the deal? Like, why haven't I gotten the final clear close yet? And all of a sudden, I get a call from his boss saying, hey, just to let you know, the lender you've been working with for the past week is no longer with the company, but don't worry, no worries. I'm going to take over and we're going to get this thing closed as soon as possible. I'm like, all right, I understand things happen. I appreciate you calling. Let's get this thing over with. Then another week goes by, still no progress. And at this point, the seller is saying, hey guys, what's going on? Like the contract's going to expire soon. What's the deal? Another day or two goes by and still no progress. So I call basically like the regional manager of this mortgage company. And he informs me that zero progress has been made because the file was suspended with the mortgage company because of the guy who initially quit the company. So now I'm under contract for about 2 to 3 weeks. Literally no progress has been made. And the seller is getting super, super pissed. I'm getting also pissed because I feel like I might lose this deal. Okay, so fast forward. We put a ton of pressure on the mortgage company to hurry up and get this thing done. And I get a call from the regional manager dude, and he says, hey Bailey, so unfortunately, our underwriting team cannot approve you for this loan because of your income. And I'm saying, because of my income, this is a $225,000 property. I've made 6 figures for the past 2 years and this year already. Why can I not qualify for this loan? He gave me a bunch of BS reasons about why he couldn't take income from this LLC and couldn't take income from here. So they basically took my income and said, oh, we can't use like 90% of it. So it looks like you only make like $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And I'm thinking, everyone knows that's not true. I mean, they have my tax returns, they have my bank statements, they know everything about me. And I even made a joke that they know more about me at this point than I even knew about myself. So anyways, I wasn't approved for the loan. And I said, what else can we do? And he goes, oh, well, we can switch loan products. I said, great, let's do it. So we switched loan products and I was approved instantly. I don't know how or why, but it happened. So we switched loan products and then I'm like, all right, great. Well, now that I'm approved, are we able to close? Well, we're gonna need to do a new appraisal on the property because the previous appraisal was for a different loan product. And now we need a different appraisal for a new loan product. And I'm thinking, all right, let's get this done with. So they do the new appraisal and it comes back at $225,000. Now remember, that was the price I was under contract for, even though the appraisal previously came back at $217,000. So I'm thinking, great, $225,000, perfect. Well, the lender saw the appraisal and essentially said to the appraiser, yeah, we don't like some of the comps you're using. We want you to go and revise some things. So the appraisal goes and revises some comps that he used. It still came back at $225,000. The lender saw it and said to the appraiser again, yeah, we don't like this comp, we like this comp, go and do it again. This appraiser did it 3 times. Literally 3 times, came back with the exact same appraisal. And after the 3rd time, the lender said, you know what? We're gonna hire another appraiser to look at your work and make sure it was done right. And I'm like, OMG, let's just delay this process even more. And just note, at this point, the seller is super irritated. I am super irritated. This is now going on like 4 weeks, way too long. So this new appraiser appraises the property at $200,000. And at this point, I'm like, the lender, it just almost seems like the lender just doesn't want to lend me the money. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but it just seems like they were just pushing so hard to get a lower appraisal. But anyways, so appraisal comes in low and I was not going to buy it at $225,000, even with it being appraised at $200,000. I would have had to bring like an extra $25,000 to the table and it just wasn't worth it. Nor do I want to buy a property that has that good of an appraisal gap. So after that, the seller says, hey, I still want to work with you. Obviously, we can't do this deal, but why don't you go ahead and apply for a mortgage through a different mortgage company? And I said, all right, like I appreciate you wanting to continue to work with me. I'm more than happy to go through a different company and they'll do a whole different appraisal. And if it comes back close to our number, then great. I said, whoa, but our contract is expired. Let's get a new contract in place first. And then I'll apply for the mortgage like within the next hour or two later. And the seller said, no, apply for the mortgage. And then we'll come to terms on a new agreement. And I'm thinking, no, if we don't come to an agreement on what the new terms are going to be, because he wanted to change it a little bit, then I'm not going to just apply for a new mortgage, hit my credit score. I think there's an application fee, all this stuff. I'm like, it's not worth it for me. So we went back and forth negotiating. And at the end of the day, the seller said, you know what? If you don't want to follow these terms, then I'm going to just back out of the agreement. And he had the right to do so because the deal expired. And one other thing that I just forgot to mention that's a huge part of it is one of the terms in his new agreement that he wanted to have was he wanted to have a $10,000 appraisal gap. Meaning, let's just say it appraised for $200,000. That means I'd have to pay $210,000. Let's just say it appraised for $215,000. I would have to pay $225,000. So it was just like a lose-lose situation. And I was trying to make it a win-win, but for some reason, couldn't get it together. So he ended up saying, all right, well, contract's expired, I'll go relist it on the market. And I said, all right, it is what it is. And one detail I left out is since the contract expired, he got to keep my earnest money deposit, which went hard after the inspection period, which was $5,000. So I lost the $5,000 from the earnest money deposit and I lost the $900+ from the inspection. So that's about $5,900. I'm rounding it up to $6,000 because why not? That I lost from not doing this deal. So I'm super bummed about the whole thing. I'm honestly less bummed about the $6,000. I'm more bummed that I missed out on this property. But at the end of the day, I can't make stupid decisions and just do it on any terms. The terms have to make sense, and they didn't make sense. I think the lender completely screwed me over. I don't know. I know this is a quickish video, so I don't know how much I made clear that this lender was terrible, but I think the lender had a huge part to blame for this. I think the appraisal thing totally stunk, and it was just a bunch of unfortunate circumstances. But at the end of the day, if it was meant to work out, it was going to work out, or hey, maybe it'll come back to me in the future. Whatever is going to happen, whatever is meant to be, will be. So that's what I believe, and on to the next one. So I hope you guys got value out of this video, and just a video of me telling you transparently, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. There's plenty of ups, but hey, there are some downs too, and that's just the game of real estate. So I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.